Yeah, they've only got a 200-meter track.
Well, they have, so the career and tech school generally uses this side for gym. So the central kids walk over and use that side. The middle is open. Nobody uses the middle.
Test 1 2, test 1 2, live from Providence. Test 1 2. I'm going to hit the men's room and then I'm out of here. Down is.
High jump, long jump, shot put, wait. High jump, long jump, shot put, wait. They get your steps and warm up.
I mean, second race, 4x2, check in, and for East Providence representative just to return to the booking table. 4x2 for Valley 1-8.
Good evening. This is Steve Mazzone from Ocean State Running, and we are live here at the PCTA Fieldhouse for the Sullivan Division meets. We're beginning with the girls, followed by the boys. And right now, what you see there is the girls in the 3,000-meter run, our kickoff event. And we have in lane number 1, looks like Rachel Monjo of St. Raphael Academy, Elizabeth Conlin of LaSalle Academy, Scarlett Jadell of LaSalle Academy, and Sophia Duva of LaSalle Academy. Again, it's 15 laps around the track here. And Rachel comes in with the top seed, 10:43.20. Caroline Jankowicz of Classical was originally slated to run this event, but it looks like she is scratched. So the top runner to watch here is Rachel Monjo, again with a seed time of 10:43.20. And as I said, this is the first meet of 2 meets tonight. So we begin with the girls, followed by the boys at 7:30. And tomorrow we'll have the Headley, Bayhay, and Dwyer division girls competing, and the following day the boys from the Headley, Dwyer, and Bayhay divisions. So we're approaching 9 laps into this race. Rachel Monjo out there in the lead. Correction, 7 laps into this race. So pretty much a time trial here for Rachel Monjo, who's got a, say, 150-meter lead by now over the second place runner. And Rachel is just about 5:53 at the mile mark. Rachel is also scheduled to run the 1500, so it does seem like she is running fairly easy for her to have some energy left to run the 1500 later on.
Who's second right there? Probably. No, I think it's the other girl.
Here in second place is Elizabeth Conlin of LaSalle. She came in with a 12:01.50 seed time. So right after this event, we'll have the 4x200, followed by the 1500, and then the 55-meter hurdles, the 55-meter dash, the 600, the 300, the 1,000, and we finish off with the 4x400 relay, and then it's the boys taking the track. So Rachel Monjo breezing through this 3K, our opening event here in the Sullivan Division girls meet. And we are closing in on 9.5 minutes into this race. Just 4 competitors.
Yeah, put it in that chat room then. You need the whole link though.
I can't put a link in the chat.
They say really nice.
So we are approaching the gun lap. That's Rachel Monjo far ahead of the field. She's going to have a time just over 11 minutes, it looks like. We have 10:45 on the clock right now, so around 11:10. So Rachel Monjo, unofficially 11:12 for her victory here in the 3K. 11:12.48 her official time. And that's Sophia Duva coming in second, 12:20.94. Finishing third, Scarlett Jardell, 12:32.03. Okay, I do have, okay, Scarlett Jardell, second place, 12:32.03. Okay, actually, Sophia Duva, second place, 12:20.94. Scarlett Jardell, 12:32.03. And Rachel Manjo winning, 11:12.48. And that's Elizabeth Conlon finishing fourth, 13:15.70. So next on the track, we'll have two heats of the 4x200 meter relay. Heat number one includes East Providence Central and the Wheeler School. Central holding the top time in this heat, 2:03.07. And with switching on cameras right over to the long jump, and that was Classical making that jump. So track is back for the third week in a row here at the PCTA Fieldhouse, the third weekend in a row. And again, the Sullivan division here on the track tonight, the Sullivan division girls, followed by the Sullivan division boys. And right now we have the first of two heats of the 4x200 meter relay. East Providence Central and the Wheeler School on the track right now. It looks like they combined all the heats, so we also have St. Raphael Academy, LaSalle, and Classical. In LaSalle with the top seeded time, 1:52.56. And far ahead of the field with Classical in second. And that's St. Raphael right in third. But LaSalle taking charge after the first two legs. Right around 57 seconds at the exchange. LaSalle Academy in a fast-charging Classical. So with one leg remaining, LaSalle Academy the leader from the start, with about a 2 to 3 second lead on Classical. and building on it as we approach the final straightaway. So LaSalle Academy winning this heat. Our only heat in the 4x200. Again, they combined the first and second heats together. So we'll give you an official time once those results come in, but it'll look like about a 153, 154 for LaSalle, which was their seed time coming in.
Girls, may I have your attention? And the rules are very clear. You must have your mask covering the nose and the mouth. In the big meets, without question, we will disqualify people for not wearing the mask properly. Yet you
So
still
scheduled to take the track next is the 1500.
wear it.
And right now we have 12 runners scheduled to run this heat.
Must have
We'll see if all 12 show up at the starting line.
wear it properly.
So scheduled to compete, Caroline Jankowicz of Classical, Rachel Manjo of St. Raphael Academy, Natasha Goriaran of Moses Brown, Lucy Norris of the Blackstone Valley Prep, Mia Betez of LaSalle, Elizabeth Perda of LaSalle, Tyler Forbes of St. Raphael, Sophia Gertrudes of Classical, Eva Karen of East Providence, Miranda Moniz of East Providence, Lindsay Cobb of St. Raphael, and Bridget Casey of LaSalle. And there you see the result from the 4x200. LaSalle winning 151.75, Classical 154.55. And St. Raphael Academy getting third. Okay, we are starting the 1500, only one heat here. And 7.5 laps around here. And that's our number 1 seed, Caroline Jankowicz of Classical, taking control here, and Natasha Goryaran of Moses Brown right back in second. Again, Caroline coming in here with a top seed time of 4:49.44. Natasha, a seed time of 5 minutes flat. And right there in third, Lucy Norris of Blackstone Valley Prep. Okay, right around 77 seconds for Caroline for that opening 400. And about 81 seconds for our chase pack.
Coaches, need help with the hurdles. Need help with the hurdles after this race.
So as I told you earlier, Caroline originally scheduled in the 3,000 as well, but has decided to just focus here on the 1,500. And she has about a 4 or 5 second lead over our second place runner, Natasha Goryaran. And right there in third, Lucy Norris of Blackstone Valley Prep. So about 2:34 for Caroline. Natasha right around 2:42 at the 800 mark. And Caroline ranked number 2 in the state right now with that 4:49.44 time. Reese Faze of East Greenwich, 4:47.98. She holds that top spot from the first week. So 300 meters left for Caroline Jankowicz in just under 4 minutes, about 3:55. And at the gun lap, about 4:13 on the clock for Caroline Jankowicz, and that's Natasha Goryaran. Right there in second. She's held that spot since the beginning. So Caroline Jankowicz winning the 1,500, 450.23. Natasha Goryaran finishing second, 458.34. And third, Lucy Norris, 505.32. Mia Bettis of LaSalle Academy, 512.11. Elizabeth Perda, 512.28 to get fifth. Bridget Casey of LaSalle, 520.54 for sixth. But Caroline Jankowicz, our winner, 450.23, so right around her PR of 449.44.
Coaches, hurdles have to be put on track. Coaches, we help with the hurdles.
So we are wrapping up the 1500 here on the track, and as you can see, the hurdles are being set up for the next event, the 55-meter hurdles, where we're going to have, looks like, multiple heats there. Looks like we're going to have two heats.
55-meter dash will start reporting to the starting line. I still need
And there's our results for the 1500. Caroline Jankowicz winning the race, 450.23. Natasha Goryaran also breaking 5 minutes, 458.34. So two heats of the 55-meter hurdles scheduled to compete in heat number one. Chloe Felt of Classical High School, Abigail Medeiros of St. Raphael Academy, Elizabeth Murphy of St. Raphael Academy, Grace Mercio of LaSalle, Median Kilroy of LaSalle Academy, Shania Muskelly of Central High, and Yohami Diaz of Central. The top seed is Grace Mercurio of LaSalle, 10.75. And we have a great angle right there for our first heat. And that's Media Kilroy of LaSalle, 11.17, winning that race. Grace Mercurio of LaSalle, second. Okay, next on the track we have heat number 2, and that's Eva Meadows of Classical in lane number 2. Emma Prestige of LaSalle, Edie Tomka of LaSalle, Astrid Berger of Classical, Allison Humphreys of Classical, Emma Heatherton of East Providence, and Margaret Santos of Juanita Sanchez. And that looks like Edie Tonka of LaSalle Academy winning that race. 9.40. Edie was our top seed going into this race. Allison Humphreys of Classical coming in second at 10.28. Astrid Berger of Classical, 10.60 for third. And there we have the high jump, and that is LaSalle Academy making the attempt. And has cleared the attempt. We're not sure on that height. So next on the track, we will have the 55-meter dash. There's scheduled 4 heats of that. Scheduled to compete are Kylie Eaton of Moses Brown, Navia Robles Rivera of Central, and Ariana Jackson of Hope High. So our runners are getting in their blocks right now. Again, 3 runners in this heat: Kylie Eaton, Moses Brown, Navia Rivera, Central High, and Ariana Jackson of Hope High. And that's Kylie Eaton winning that heat. .24 for Kylie Eaton, Ariana Jackson 9.32, and Navia Rivera a scratch in this event. So next on the track, we'll have heat number 2. Again, there's 4 heats in this race. Hannah Prescott of Moses Brown, Rebecca Zalata of St. Raphael Academy, Claire Martins of East Providence, Tori Jakes of St. Raphael, Anna Alden of the Wheeler School, Jasmine Gonzalez of Mount Pleasant, and Sarah Young of Mount Pleasant. And it looks like we have a lot of scratches in this race as well. And that's Tori Jakes, the winner, 8.65. Okay, we have heat number 3 scheduled to be on the track. Wendy Carvalho of East Providence, Michaela White of Classical, Ashley Olivero of East Providence, Dalen Mendez of St. Raphael, Caroline Myris of Classical, Kaisha Caesar of Central, Yuri Peugeot of Classical, and Precious Osenia of Central. And Michaela White, the winner there, 8.10. So that's the time to beat for our final heat. And on the track will be Christian Cormier of LaSalle Academy, Dakira Sharp of Mount Pleasant, Joyce London of Central High, Jackie Como, our top seed of LaSalle Academy, Christine Kazai of St. Raphael Academy, Jasmine Harris of LaSalle, Madeline Reynolds of LaSalle, and Jacqueline Idoro of Classical. Jackie Como coming in with the top seed, 7.45. So Jackie, a third-place finisher at the state meet last year, so she's our top returner in the short dash. And Jackie Como, our winner here. $7.55 for Jackie Como. Joyce London, 7.89. Jasmine Harris also under 8 seconds, 7.98. And right at 8 seconds is Madeline Reynolds of LaSalle Academy. Okay, we switched our cameras over to the high jump. That's Classical. Getting ready to make the attempt. Soon to be on the track will be 2 heats of the 600. So scheduled in the first heat of the 600, Hannah Roothouse of Moses Brown, Rachel Williams of Moses Brown, Zanaya Sam of Classical, Dania Mendoza of Central, Lauren Thibault of St. Raphael, Liz Marquise Santos of Central, Jacqueline Uriza of Central, and Samantha Marcis of St. Raphael Academy. Our top seed, Hannah Roothouse of Moses Brown, 204.30 coming into this race. And that's track and field official Keith Lawton getting the group together. Classical making the attempt here on the high jump. You can see in the back we have the shot put. So Keith doing what he does best and getting everyone organized here. And as you can see against the wall over there, that's our first heat of the 600. 2 heats here. The number 1 seed overall is Catherine Clements of LaSalle, 140.76 seed time. She's in section 2. And our first heat of the 600. Again, our top seed, Hannah Roothouse of Moses Brown. And that is Hannah leading the way. Looks like about 36 seconds after 200 meters. Right behind her is her teammate Rachel Williams, both only freshmen. And that's Dania Mendoza of Central right there in third. So a spread out race here in the first heat of the 600. About 76 seconds after 400 meters for Hannah Roothouse, the leader right now. Rachel Williams of Moses Brown holding on to second, and Dania Mendoza right there from Central in third. Lauren Thibault of St. Raphael Academy in fourth place. But our winner coming down here on the final straightaway is Hannah Roothouse of Moses Brown. 158.35 for Hannah. Rachel coming in at 201.20. And Liz Marquise Santos of Central, 209.54.
I don't have a camera. I don't have a card to take pictures.
Okay, on the track now is the second of two heats of the 600. Catherine Clements of LaSalle Academy, Julia Diamaco of LaSalle, Valerie Uribe of St. Raphael, Chloe Felt of Classical, Dia Champlin of Moses Brown, Leah Hopkins of Classical, Kelda Garcia of East Providence, Jasmine Colin of St. Ray's, and Eva Manos of Classical. And we do have, it looks like we might have some scratches in this race. So after one lap, it looks like about 34 seconds for our leader, Catherine Clements. Okay, on the gun lap, it looked like about 69 seconds, 68, 69 seconds for Caroline Clements, right behind Julia Diamaco, her teammate. Still anyone's race here on the back stretch. And Carolyn Clemens and her teammate, Julia D'Amico, battling it out, coming down that final straightaway. Catherine winning 145.55. Julia coming in second, 145.65. Valeria Uribe of St. Raphael, 159.60 for third. So on the track now is the 300. We have 6 heats scheduled for the 300. It does seem like we have been getting some scratches. So we'll see if it holds true that we have 6 heats.
All 300 should be at the starting line, all 300 meter runners. 4x4s can check in.
And it does look like we have some scratches right there in lane number 2 is Jayla Wilson of LaSalle Academy. Lane number 4, Ariana Jackson of Hope High and Wheeler Schools, Ada Alden of the Wheeler School here in this heat. And it does look like we have another runner, Trinity Gardner of Blackstone Valley Prep. So the first of 6 heats now on the track of the 300-meter dash. And the gun is fired here for the first heat. Okay, it looks like we'll be bringing those runners back. Looks like a misfire by the starter's gun, the reason behind that happening. So they'll be back on the line. So it looks like Keith Lawton has just told them to put heat number 2 on the track first. And scheduled to run this heat, Clara Bruno of the Wheeler School in lane number 2, Emma Heatherton of East Providence, lane number 3, Antonia Matago of Juanita Sanchez, lane number 4, Claire Martins of East Providence, lane number 5, and Casey Contreras of St. Raphael in lane number 6. The number 1 seed, well, the top seed in this heat, Claire Martins of East Providence, she comes in with a seed time of 53.15.
Ready? You got it. You got it. Don't think.
So section 2 of the 300, we will have section 1 running at a later time. Again, we had a problem with the starter's gun. And that's Juanita Sanchez, Antonia Matago of Juanita Sanchez leading the way. But a very close race here with the Wheeler School's Clara Bruno coming out on top. .48 for Clara. Antonia Matago, 52.87, and Emma Heatherton, 53.43. The top 3 positions. And there you have the complete results of heat number 2. So heat number 3 on the track, Tori Jakes of St. Raphael Academy, Molly Thurston of St. Raphael, Wendy Carvalho of East Providence, Dania Mendoza of Central, and Kaija Caesar of Central in this heat. And it looks like we do have a scratch here, and that would be Dania Mendoza of Central, not in this race. And Central's Kaiser Caesar leading the way here. Kaiser running 49.64. Tori Jakes of St. Ray's coming in second, 52.14. And Molly Thurston of St. Ray's, 52.74. Wendy Carvalho, 57.51. Okay, section 4, scheduled to run Angelina Gian of the Wheeler School, Shania Muskelly of Central, Anna Marston of the Wheeler School, Elisa D'Alvero of East Providence, and Allison Humphreys of Classical. All 5 runners have seed times very close to each other, all in the 49-second range. Allison Humphreys looks like has been scratched from this race, or actually that is her in lane number 6, taking the lead. So Allison Humphreys winning this heat. .03. Anna Marston of the Wheeler School, 49.40. Angelina Gian of the Wheeler School, 49.83. Shania Muskelly of Central, 52.36. Okay, heat number 5, we have Margaret Santos of Juanita Sanchez, Caroline Myris of Classical, Dalen Mendez of St. Raphael, and Jasmine Harris of LaSalle Academy. That's Christian Cormier and Caroline Myris. Caroline winning this race. 45.94. Christian Cormier, 46.61. Dalen Mendez, 48.72. Margaret Santos of Juanita Sanchez, 49.20. And scheduled section 6, Emma Prestage of LaSalle Academy, Astrid Berger of Classical, Jacqueline Idoro of Classical, Joyce London of Central, and Madeline Reynolds of LaSalle. Top seed here, Joyce London of Central. And here's Joyce in lane number 4. Actually, lane number 5. And a very close race here. That's LaSalle's Madeline Reynolds up there, but we have a very, very close race coming down the final straightaway. 4 runners in the hunt there. Madeline Reynolds winning in a time of 45.30. Joyce London, 45.65. Jacqueline Edora, 45.76. And Emma Prestage, 45.94. So just 0.64 separating the top 4 runners. So on the track is our heat number 1, which was called back earlier in the race. Jayla Wilson, Alma Sanchez, Ariana Jackson, and Ada Alden, and Trinity Gardner of Blackstone Valley Prep in this race. That's Jayla Wilson of LaSalle Academy taking a convincing lead here. She had no time coming into this race, hence the reason she's in this heat, but running a very fast time. Jayla finishing in 47.73 to win this heat. Ada Alden of the Wheeler School, 55.24. Ariana Jackson, a minute .34. So we have 2 events remaining on the track here in Sullivan Division Meet. Next up is the 1,000-meter run. Scheduled is 13 runners in just 1 heat. Scheduled in this heat are Caroline Cummings of LaSalle Academy, Caroline Jankowicz of Classical, Rachel Monjo of St. Raphael, Lily Boren of LaSalle Academy, Caroline Williams of LaSalle, Tyler Forbes of St. Raphael, Lily Young of the Wheeler School, Sophia Gertrudes of Classical, Eva Karen of East Providence, Miranda Monais of East Providence, Lucy Anderson of Classical, Meredith Humphreys of Classical, and Casey Contreras of St. Raphael. Not sure if all 13 runners will be here on the starting line, but our top seed, Caroline Cummings of LaSalle at 3:06.37 seed time. Caroline Jankowicz, our 1,500-meter winner earlier in this meet, 3:07.85. Rachel Monjo, our 3K winner, 3:10.51. Yeah, we do have a couple of scratches because we did have 13 scheduled and it looks like 11 on the line. So the runners to keep an eye on: Caroline Cummins, Caroline Jankowicz, and Rachel Monjo. Also Lily Boren right there with a 3:11 seed time, so we could have a very close race here. And that's Caroline Cummins and Lily Boren. And right there also Caroline Jankowicz. Again, our 1500 winner was Caroline.
36, Caroline.
And 36 for her opening 200. So Caroline Jankowicz taking control here, but a trio of LaSalle runners right behind her. Caroline Cummings, Lily Boren, and Caroline Williams trailing there in 4th place. Rachel Monjo of St. Raphael Academy, one of the scratches in this race. So we just approached 600 meters, about 152 for Caroline Jankowicz, but Caroline Cummings and Lily Boren right there with her. And that's Lily Boren taking the lead, or in the lead right now. Right around 234 at the 800, Lily Boren and Caroline Jankowicz. Right there, Lily coming in with fresh legs, Caroline coming in after winning the 1500 in 4:49. This is a race that could come down to the final few meters. So Lily Boren, but Caroline Jankowicz coming on strong, but it looks like Lily Boren is going to win this heat. So Lily Boren 3:05.88, Caroline Jankowicz 3:06.40, Caroline Cummings of LaSalle 3:10.59. So Lily Boren taking over late in this race and winning at 3:05.88. So we are going to have the final event on the track, the 4x400 relay. St. Raphael Academy, Classical, LaSalle, and Moses Brown scheduled to run this heat.
All right, here we go. This is Coach Palmer stepping in for Coach Steve Mazzone here. We're going to go ahead and fill in for the 4x4s because this is my favorite event. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the mix here for this one. St. Raphael, Classical High, LaSalle, and Moses Brown. Top seed time today is going to be LaSalle with a 4:26.82. And then it looks like it's Moses Brown with a 4:40 second seed time, and a third seed time with Classical High with a 4:46. St. Raphael with a 4:56. As the girls are approaching the line here, this will be the final event for the Sullivan division for the girls' early meet here. The meet's been kind of moving a little bit quick here tonight, so it's a little bit tougher for all those ladies that are coming back off of doubles with those 300s. At least the 600 ladies had a chance to break, catch their breath. Might see a couple of these 1,000 ladies out there too as well, but let's see what happens here. Everybody's favorite event, 4x4. Test of grit, perseverance. You got to have a little attitude here too to run with a baton. Looks like the runners are getting to the mark. Oh, and we got a slow gun here today. Here we go, round 2. Guns up. All right, they're off. Clean. Once again, that's St. Raphael, Classical High, LaSalle Academy, and Moses Brown. Looks like Classical takes an early lead here going into turn 1. Opening it up real early here. That's about 10 meters here on the first 200. It's going to be really hard to get back up on that one. See what happens on that second lap here. Classical. Moses Brown trying to edge out LaSalle. Here we go. St. Raphael is in the back there. Down the back stretch here, we got Classical. Moses Brown making some moves. LaSalle's going up with him too. All right, here we go. Right down through that big turn here. Moses Brown, LaSalle, they're going for it. Right around Classical. Moses Brown, LaSalle, Classical, Saints going into exchange 1. Moses Brown, they look like they're out here about 5 meters. Closely trailing here is LaSalle right behind. Boy, this is going to be a tough one here. I don't know which one to take. Looks like LaSalle's hanging in there, closing. 5 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters. Sitting. Here we go. We're 2 meters in here. We got one more lap left to go here. Is LaSalle going to have enough? Jumping in on the top of the turn. This is a real tough pass here. You got to get down on the backstretch. Moses Brown, LaSalle. She swings out wide. Does she have enough? Got to get on the inside. I don't know. Holding on tight there is Moses Brown through that turn. LaSalle, let's see if they can respond coming down the final stretch here. Sometimes you don't got it in your legs. That last 50 meters above 400, and there is the example. Exchange 2, Moses Brown straight out. Excellent leg on the exchange, or for the second runner here for Moses Brown. LaSalle, let's see if they can respond real early on this third leg. There you go. Right out and around on Moses. Got to make your turn nice and tough. Keep pouring it on here. We got 5 meter lead here. Classical in third. Yep, actually we're building on this one here. So it looks like we're up about 10 meters, 15 meters, lap 2. LaSalle's trying to pull away with this one. I feel like a lot of teams try to hide maybe one of their slower runners on that third leg, but not here for LaSalle. They got a go-getter out there. All right, final turn here for third leg. Looks like that 10 to 15 meter lead is going to hold. LaSalle, Moses Brown, and Classical, followed by the Saints here in the back here. And going into that final exchange, LaSalle with a very comfortable lead. Looks like we're building on 20 meters or so here. That's the way to ace this one out here. Nice move, coach, on doing a little bit of a backload there. So LaSalle jumps out to a huge lead on this one here on the last, going into the last lap. And it looks like we're basically going to hold on here. LaSalle, Moses Brown, Classical, and St. Raphael. LaSalle is going to pull this one around here. Basically their final lap. Looks like more or less of a victory lap. Nobody up there challenging. Nice and easy. Good way to end the meet here. That's a good confidence boost. Moses Brown still chasing the second. Classical is making a little bit of a gain here. See what happens in that final stretch. Here comes LaSalle coming in 426, maybe a 427 low. Moses Brown closing in too. Let's see if they can keep it under that 440 mark. 36, 37, 38, and then Classical right around a 41, 42. And then we've got ourselves the St. Raphael. We're going to see how much over 5 they're going to get here, but may close a little quick. 455, 56, 57, 58, and 5 flat, it looks like there. So on the 4x4 here, let's see. What do we got here on the heat?
That's it, Steve, right?
Huh. Why is it? That's funny. Look at that. The results are showing a 706 for LaSalle. It's all right. Every once in a while we glitch. So it's a 427 official for LaSalle. Moses Brown with a 438. Classical High with a 441.53. And St. Raphael with a, oh, they broke that 5-minute break. That's huge. 459. All right, well, that's Coach Palmer. That's the relay. I'll pass it back over to my man, Steve Mazzone. Some of those closing remarks here.
Okay, so that concludes our first meet in the Sullivan division. Again, we just had the girls, the boys coming up at 7:30. So we'll be back in about a half an hour for that race, for that meet.